Hi everybody, I'm Skylar with Spokane's Interfaith Council, and today we're visiting two different Christian churches, St. John's Episcopal Cathedral as well as Life Center. The Episcopal Church began construction on St. John's Cathedral in 1925. St. John's held its first service in 1929 and has been holding them ever since. Overlooking Spokane, the Gothic Cathedral sits on the lower edge of the South Hill and is visible from almost anywhere in the city.
St. John's Cathedral is part of the Episcopal Church. The Episcopal Church represents the middle way, which is a church or a way of understanding the church that is midway between the Catholicism, which is focused on the Pope, and a Protestantism that is focused almost entirely on Scripture. We believe in a combination of the two, the authority of Scripture, the power of our traditions, interpreted by reason. We have a formal liturgical style. We have a choir that vests in cassocks and surplices. They march behind a cross every Sunday. We have formal anthems. All of our people wear liturgical vestments. On high holy days, we use incense. So I would call it a high church formal liturgical style. Probably more formal than most of the churches in this city.
A service at St. John's begins with singing of the hymns. You can follow along in the hymnal book provided in each pew. Each hymn is numbered, and that day's hymns will be posted at the front of the church. Every Sunday, St. John's observes the sacrament of communion, which is the eating and drinking of bread and wine.
Communion is for everybody. If you're new, please join us for communion. You are all welcome to receive. It's offered freely by the grace and love of God. It's a symbol of what we believe about the way God works in this world.
If you are not comfortable with taking communion, you are welcome to remain seated and observe. A typical Sunday service includes individual and communal prayers, scripture readings, hymns, communion, and a sermon. Though the formal nature of the liturgy may seem intimidating, St. John's asks visitors only to participate in whatever way they feel comfortable.
The building can be intimidating. This cathedral is a two-edged sword from my point of view. It is spectacularly beautiful. It is built to the glory of God, and I think it does that wonderfully. At the same time, it can create the impression that this building is for a certain kind of people.
There are no boundaries. There are no limits on who is welcome here, and that would be the misconception, that there are some kind of limits or boundaries, or that you have to be Christian, or that you have to believe a certain way. It is literally an opportunity to grow and expand. I witness every day that people can have different opinions and different ideas, and yet this is a place we can sit next to each other in the pews and celebrate what we have in common instead of disparaging the differences.
Spokane has hundreds of churches, each with their own creed and practices. Now let's head across town and check out Life Center. Life Center was founded in 1978. After moving locations several times, it finally found its home just off Government Way in 2005. With a congregation of about 1,800 people, Life Center has been and continues to be a unique and active part of the Christian community and Spokane as a whole.
Life Center, like every church, has its own unique personality, of course, just like every individual person does. And so in that sense, we would be unique in terms of our personality. In terms of our mission, I think most churches in Spokane share our mission. They want to help people find and follow Jesus. We want to help people connect to God. And so one of the little mantras here at Life Center is love God, love people. We say it all the time. And we try to be a place where if people come, that they experience that. They experience a sense of love from God. They experience people expressing love to God. And they experience people loving them as well.
As a Foursquare church, Life Center puts little emphasis on traditional or liturgical practices. Instead, they have a casual and simple service that is easy to participate in and easy to follow. Every Sunday, the service involves worship music, prayer, and a sermon.
I think what really drew me to Life Center is just the quality of the preaching, and then amazing worship, and then just a really friendly environment.
The thing I would say to someone who is curious about coming to Life Center but has never been here before is that it's a safe place to come explore faith. That it's very casual, it's very relaxed, it's very difficult to do anything that is going to be offensive to other people. With that in mind, I would just encourage people, I say, if you're curious, come, and I think you'll find it relaxed and comfortable and an easy place to explore faith.
If you're interested in learning more, you can download Life Center's app Or you can text a number during the service and a member of the church will meet with you to answer any of your questions. There are many ways to get connected at Life Center, but one of the easiest ways is to meet up and enjoy a cup of coffee before or after the service.
So I would say it's an incredibly welcoming place. You know, you're welcomed at the door, and you come in and the coffee bar and the couches and the chairs and just the environment, the large foyer, you see people hugging and loving on each other and laughing, and you just feel loved here. I mean, it's just a very warm, welcoming, just rich place to be. So I guess I would say come check it out. If you haven't been here yet, just come check it out and see what you think.
St. John's and Life Center are two examples of the many ways that Christians gather and worship in Spokane. Both congregations invite people to come in and visit and participate in their services on Sunday mornings. I hope you take this opportunity to meet some of your neighbors.